she okay what twin me one habo me shengbeji ni tetelate Leebi Ŋulami oje chere momle sani onye okpe dromo efi wono osan ba isen ku wa somo kajeju ka gbe so ha mwene dromo na mwene afi ni ji shop ni ma shop na ma shop wa bolu kutu okpe shikome ko ngbeji ni tetelate sanjie baba oji no ni ano ni amoto ne kenkle ma mwango shida kleke anu chu ake anje akpe chero osan oba na wo iko le money bongo ke skongbele ke wala re o ke mi se siji lo ke na gbe no gbe na gbe nu cho oko yi wala do no fe no ni yanu nu gbo nenji o hunu nchonji o boji money wo ba dan no amoto ne ke ji o ba fata wo o ke Leebi ne ke wana shamo Facebook ni ji o mashi TV won stream live le YouTube ni ji o mashi TV Accra kenklen o ba ngo shida kule ke ha ni ji Great Aim Academy am ke Passion and Excellence Heartbeat Homeopathic Clinic Helios Care Center ke na gbe money ji the base beat kit job amadama wose okay Leebi Ŋulami ni fe mo ba ni gbe no shi mo dromo e fe wo no o wa ngo shida kule ke ha ni ji if you believe prayer ministry be ya ko wo no pe sa go ke wi mo afi o de hie mo chu ngene won ko kan ni mo ke je ni ji 2 Timothy 1:7 2 Timothy 1:7 okay okay ji wo ba no okay for the spirit of God gave us does not make us timid but gives us power, love and self-discipline. For the spirit God gave us does not make us timid but gives us power, love and self-discipline. Sako wo you know kedi je cherry pupe ni dromo fo no akebuko yo papako ni onu omu pasa no na ko ye ni bi mi chon dromo fo no ni sako nyo do machine no fe momle chose mo tesu mo ji no ni sake ehie wo hie Leebi na ke nche ni ji Anthony Brenya de momle ke NDC ku o wa ko hwehwe asagia no boni nubo fe wo wonye me amenye ni ameba fata wo shimonda no ba ya no keji amoto no shiku beslamo se da no shi eja ko na ga nwe fe etu ehie ni keji wonye wochon ake ba ne aloine nubo le nche fe no ni esumo no keji oshigu be kuma boni o ba fe ke o shin le hu be bam kon ni she no fi okwe ohie egbe ni ji shi agba oba eke ye mo eke ya hie oke no fe mo mle salo na twishito sumo no na he mo ke yili ake iba hinke gbene oti ni wo ba yueji no gbo ni insuation egba mana wa die nche egba ni bia na ni fiti ni bi shi mo ko nyen maka ke ike ebi sali ake meni we sure shi mo ake wo fe adesan wo mo esaka wo ko wo jaje mo wo ni fe mo wo na ji nfa mo ko ni bi krokume ni ba hani nugbo keji ba srawo ikagba wona shi ya ba lake woni bi fe mo ke ni bi krokume no e won han wonye wona twenjoli ni saka wona bepi keji nugbo shwishi Accra efite wa je Accra pe region se fe ona ke nugbo na shwishi wo ba wi wo che ahia agba lewun ke fata ya ke wo che na do dan ko akufo do invest almost 550 million Ghana cedi ene ke flood project namely obakwe ke yan hie te e abale haten ni mene wo she ni wo yo amoto ne je no pe ke saji krokume wo che John Dramani Mahama le wi ake akwe ni tabo bi ko ne 2013 e get never again Ghana saka anya ke dan ya machine ko hefe na asusu ake aloli ake oke no kwema ni eji nugbe besramo no slose yake aba ni abakwe na jaji ni bi ke ikrokume ni fata nke nche brenya bana saniba machima benkele eke wa abo minority le huntui we mo kume na meke foshin ke o ke plagbe no etan e ka gbe ne wokwe shian ble sajien no yobo ke pako wa fata wo he oke chi benka wo Facebook ni Jomashi TV ngamo ya mo efe na meke won bi amoto ne enje brenya mi abo je ko drumo efi wo no wasa ba isen ko naka ya ka chile tujugba
yemi in fact ya ko jugba kura se link bo yo ne meten ni ejini ye nombi yes adabaka sahara information ni no mi embe mi in fact we feel in the central region wo na ye new said ni ko se un buemba in fact nimba na no fiano ni tebo in fact macho bene no ni manga ni ji wokuni ame in fact ame wokume ejemine maha me po Leebi ne especially in will be any your Sahara ke ikuku many in day oba sola ke in moving forward there oba kwe the kind of remedies solutions ni ofen oba chaya as a nation ni oba kwe ni next time no ni wona ne wona do ye jeme no hu Leebi ne minga His Excellency the President of the land, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ke wo Vice President of the Republic, wo mami Professor Nana Jeno Pokuajima, wo NDC nupa kwana fe MCs ke DCs fe government appointees fe ongame Leebi ne ni Kongo
nje
fe wage manage 2 days due ni Onyemi Niji PA to the fantastic member of parliament of the good people of Niji Ablekuma South, Niji Wache Okuvandapoy, a PA, William Amenuvo, Numoke Afikumi Fita, Afi Boni Eye, Niji Menaji 2 days, or Bahale. Happy birthday to Mobini Blofu by year. Blofu by year. Happy birthday. We wish them long life, good health, an abundance of Niji Shika, more of Solomon's wisdom. Ni Ikekudo, both the good people of Ablekuma South and then Greater Accra, Ghana.
Okay. Ojugba you na again inche AGM. She dan wo ba ya yen skome ekun caution akon je tomo ni ngene e afi 1st of July. O fe wole ake EGD ni aji oke fon shike ha ma wo jakuma Ghana ko ni wo ke kwe wo soli. Then call na agba e o shrine ni bi papa e ni won bi kenje nu chodi ake ikeba jo mane. No he wo ngene gbine wole. Shimo e achikete tomo boni wo fe wole kete Friday. Ni last year no na afi team ni kan oja ke reflect, reset and review, reflect, reset, and renew for national prosperity. Well, this year, okay, as to reset in a reflect low. Nakai, like what for one I can lele, and nothing of a woman, Saka when you pass out. Nuncho. Obaya one here, Bunko Fatawa, Chubenko, Niji Facebook. Inche Jones Nikwe, ye Tabura Niam, aka Cloud Sounds, living body money, and I can only crook my French David Claude, the Alfred. But so can be Mrs. Dodu, we could that. No wajinshi kono kwa heni okwashe Leebi ne minority ke wiemo ekoma issue dan oba kwa flat issue no matter no gbani issue ni ike na gbamba ogbeno dan oba bottom lane minority le we for te wiemo ekoma wasma ka wa botwe keji wo ba ike wo ya here few.
Yesterday's flooding is the clearest evidence that this task force produced no meaningful intervention on the ground. If serious drainage works, the silting of flood mitigation infrastructure had been undertaken, the impact of the rains, however heavy, would have been measurably reduced. Instead, entire neighborhoods went underwater, exposing the gap between government rhetoric and government delivery. The minority is calling on this House to establish a parliamentary committee specifically mandated to investigate the conduct of the flood preparedness task force and the relevant government ministries and agencies in the lead up to this disaster. That inquiry must establish what work, if any, the task force undertook since its establishment, what funds were allocated to it, and how they were spent, what specific mitigation measures were planned and implemented, and why none of this prevented or meaningfully reduced the impact of foreseeable seasonal flooding. Those found responsible for negligence or dereliction of duty must be held accountable. Pending the outcome of this inquiry, the minority demands that all members of the task force step aside from their roles. This is not a presumption of guilt. It is a basic standard accountability. That basic standard accountability
okay, back of Fatawa here. The watch lele e wonu mi bohun wa ne Fatawa. Minority view. Ni always say wo fen wole. Akekeji opposition jibo Sanofi very responsible opposition kono nyo check niji micho checks and balances krokume ni bo susu ake ibawa igbekono onye ni bepie ofonke ha niji amlalo ni yono eke anakele la jaji ma no ewo minorities aka mekame na ewo niji manjamni koni ofen wogbele sanjamni wole beni emli yo ewo che bebe ni bia na eketi lele ake value for money be no fe no ne saka no fe no ne wo fon na ne niji gbejam to policy ke krokume fe saka wo kone yimu we ba scrutinize ni wona boni emli agugu eyo ha iche brenyame abu je coach komeko e wa abu minority to e wache afenyo marking si we baba o ewi san ni ona ke man no ji no ni hini asusuo ichi no ko takonken na no ba bu tene gen wi mo na emle chi no ko takenko flat task force ni form so far owa bi ake aso ameye mu ye ne ken o hwan na emle dan wo ba ya mle wole ni bi ekuma ni jajeko ni beku ni ho esa ken kwa jaji ni wo ba shehe ni wo she ni
bongo Leebi ne manga tuibo ubole ke meni higbe ni amenkwe o mashi Leebi ne ni agbene hu woche wona wonu ake woche the former manager of Accra Sufuk ni sabakwe to ba ke ejibi wo ba ha oku efe po ni wo fi Ghana bi ni in fact ni sabakwe kokwe history ye Ghana na igbe ebuti wojiami as one of the fantastic managers of both Accra Suffolk ni kokwe national team who play a fantastic role obaha oku efe minority okay I'm about I'm a jomo and to make interview as communication team member of the ruling party ni my brushy everything that they said in their press conference on the difference between us and the party of the minority is we are listening government we wouldn't say okay because we fa me fiame your parliament alone ko ke amewie no ko ni sabika flache jomo ye here wo ke chuni ma je sabika flache wo pe wo no. That is why the president is the president of everybody, every Ghanaian. Wo you know I'm about we ne kokwe wo ba ji noni sani at least wo je koni noni sani o kefita wo ni favor me wo ka fita okay ma ke obuma I think that this is how the governance of the National Democratic Congress Benin or governance here. This is how you will govern wo wo ba make sure to Benin cho here we wo ba kwe ni abebi mo jini amebi baba wo kedebi be come nbi on here ake no me minority ni amehi ewa ameni amewi pi na kedebi ona ni amenagbe ni in fact amenyema for good 8 years flag issues time treaty flag issues there ona you see we don't want to politicize this because sabika flag many jemie NDC bemi ke MPP bemi alo CPP bemi many jemie they don't have political colors because of flag war because of moko negligence because of moko eye shikani ko esani eke cha odom sani eke fe ne ke eye lo oku me fe ete ablochi elo I mean living luxurious life me agbo imengbo omene kame amena the need age because I'm a better power sana maybe we need to come I think I can Ghana be fair kwe ona ni wo dana yiyo nuku ake sajiele iye court sajipi court shika yele ke ni bi pin ni oral meaning po no hu ye what fi touch let NDC if we chant because ababo mpo mu no ka be le share the same Ghanaians say sani wo hani wo hia akashi ni wo kai be kunehu ni wo ke ma ewu mekomade to govern this nation and how mayor was able to treat flooding Keshikani allocate it seems like it will come in our next this discussion we about Shikakoni and Yagbawi honor. In fact, if you look at this and Ghana ne no very short memory no kai beni ma no me eyo beni ma eyo ni mene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and you said something honor ni ke wo ba reflect back ni wo review honor yi ni wo reset here. I think this is something that has hit Ghana, which is very challenging in our review, and resetting. Because Oshina ni bane bongo is not in a greater Accra. It even has actually
when you look at the whole Ghana,
the whole Ghana,
of course,
the whole Ghana. The whole Sani, nationalistic approach. To Mobili, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. John, His Excellency, one homo, ye, Paco, rhetorics can be Yemopi, Daddy. Like, oh, you are Dumo, or na, well, His Excellency care, oh, near Matashi as president, no will be actual NFM. Why allocated that they kumpu, kewo, meaning for me, okay, many. Ushna ina me allow many ameni be FTF true not more that here shame and process in like Bahome say we have competent NADMO officers ni true ame many for me I'm about circulating ni ofia money Ushna ina me I'm ambassador out but you see we've lost lives the dad ain't no go again. Maybe you or that periodically, and we keep on repeating ourselves on this kind of ma afe ni citizens who what he modding ni what feel no ke anji wo no shishi ni wo fe wo chaya ni wo fear. I don't think actually ushna ni sabi ka fla je Ghana penny ushna ba ona Florida can be America can be Ushnaba. But this is Ghana. Ghana, and as I speak to you, Wango, I am a victim of flood Nibane. And in fact, the kind of response ni intra nubanikela ke kwe oya intra nyanku utelian on chalake intrale insane local feel war ameya jeme okay yes you understand no as even when emponi ni mimba ne atale jini gete mini boy that is why in fact in tabie with Mfugwe okay ona it is something that is very hurting and alarming. If we have a responsible opposition who will pretend they are going to use this as political mark, or they are going to use this to tell government that they are not working, a 15-month-old government that has just taken the baton from an 8 years government. It's just okay. Gonna be for yes. You are mocking at us. Ona, what we have to do, Jiake, Sami at least a fair ochaya. Okay. And meaning poor. you understand? From Benin, you nibi you go me na me you na ke no you know advice me. She nibi you go me na ke begbe no. If they are just trying to use that to make their party popular or make their party some kind of name. And then your party na egbo.
Okay. Mr. Benya nagba le baba o no bono wi ake okupa no aloma ke he ni oyo audience nuwe baje na kana ko wote he kukumele we nuwe baje yo ke wo ba ya wo him do ba bia ke ni me wo je no ba she he ni wo she ne on the 13th of March ni on the 13th of March ni 2025 watch John Dramani Mahama he form me hane ache ni 7-member committee chaired by watch Standobi ke agbene Minister of Water Resource ke Krokume ni fatai na chene ke committee ne Chicago timely 350 million Ghana cedi no ni temi o mbia ke last year ke bagbe this year at least keji ake women de committee elebe atu hini no ka we mo ya for ka ke 50 months old government yegbe kono o for na jiyomo with a 7-member committee na kwena attack on the flood issues o ngba ke ni bi ehye.
Well, I think okay so far I'm make 7-man committee ni in fact actually they are I'm in tune and I wouldn't I think they have to you know lift up their what we have seen. That is the bitter truth.
No mukubabia ke keji amenchuni results e ko menjine.
Yes, only no that the on again ke what flood no na lo ni no ushina ni wo na ni juwe. O get the point. It was in fact it wasn't as a result of mukunchuni alo muku chukuni. I'm telling you this. It was originally, you understand, is by nature. Only as I speak to you, we are resetting. In resetting, there are structures need overfull. That is the bitter truth. So that is why me care wake. Many of course they are doing their best, but they have to, you know, lift up. I'm touch the performance. They have to lift up their performance. Only I continue to say, okay, no here. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, as a father of the nation, FA Ghana, and they allocate funds. Ni ayusu ni akenchuni. When you want to be any what we are Beni ikeshika ha me in fact I'm a chuko you understand alu I'm a yusu shika you know benani sani I'm a yusu shika they are in fact no fear because look I know the president that I speak for and I know the party that I speak for. My nyawofi you know what personal gains that is the selfless you know party that I personally belong to. And Ghanaians have, you know, given the mandate to serve. She out of UNF, this is the kind of Oshinani Eba. So you should go back to their drawing board and then have a second look at what have hit the nation. And seriously, this is a very big meaningful mandate now. So they should go back to their drawing board and see the kind of remedies. Points put here so that we wouldn't even though in fact we wouldn't see we wouldn't see the kind of depths as I speak to you many say because like many anakwame na me laji na anako body say ona and so I think it's a call in the right direction. Yes, funds has been allocated. You know, committee has been set. 7-man committee, right? Yes, and they are doing their job. Well, let's put more grease to their elbow. Let's what he wale. Ni wohani me ana liake. Any shares, at least they should lift up meaningful because they modern.
Inche bring koke amembo amomode. Aso yegbeko no mambi na because akaba use 48 regiment bi kechuniji soldier fu kechun. Ni yegbeko no keji about dredge ni major drains ke krokume. Aso what na ekoka wahime ake wona ni eke 48 regiment bi ne amedamomli ni a disilt keji odona alo heni potena chon ka ba ya sakumo no ramsia site nju ningme nju aso no kona no jino ni a kwashina na eja ka dunke ingme ji won.
Let me bring you to a point. I think blofu ye bi moko ni you have a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. It's very unfortunate age ushinane eba ni now. She ke ubaka ye regional minister ke ne ke oslaf asaf no so food na ke mo fia mo Ramza site ke Hekume the in fact were not even attached as a party as NDC or vote to Hanyedo, and you can attest to the fact that Ramza site kumo chujini yo nubeke no fiano they are pulling down. It will be worse than this. So in fact the Sultan like the Sultan personally I have not, especially although you remember Shikani working hard since the park meaningful tag market the park the Sultan and since from then I think again yes I saw, you understand, ongoing the Sultan before even rains say I pay effort of the Sultan, but I think is not as Sania may intensify. There should be a focal, the Sultan, and a remedy, a nationalistic remedy. Come on, you since from JJ Rawlings time. Me in fact Mama Kaye that we are kami maybe Nkrumah time Nkrumah time I didn't see Kwame Nkrumah, I didn't see those presidents anyway. I saw His Excellency the former President Rawlings and how he treated especially Odone ona ni ikebut lerenche ikebut ni in fact ya jome keje nunu ni kenibi ona so we saw all that ona the war and ni kufoba we didn't see more of, you understand, the kind of ameha attention to this kind of odor and how the way forward construct gutters can be. We didn't see that in the 8 years of John Ajay Kufuor at Amonsba, and we saw at Amons His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the current president. They were doing fantastic, and then John Mahama came. John Mahama first. John Mahama ba, Enyemi Niji Ibrahim Mahama took it upon himself. Okay, and then Shikake no fiano. Ona ike machines, gold nuchumoke ni echumo ni wo machine say ni wo if I provide machines and make feed so people. Today's opposition, people who held this press meeting, they came out to speak against it. Okay, your mama and no, let's be serious as a nation. Let's be serious as Ghanaians. This is not how I speak Bongo, but you see, I'm very because I'm a victim. I've lost neighbors. It's very pathetic. No, it's very in fact, mobile. It's very sad that as a nation we continue to be deliberating on this kind of flood issues. But I honestly speaking, I trust the government led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. BNA, we are governing the way forward, and the way forward is, in fact, every machinery, every we are combining it and make sure we will focus on this kind of preventives ni bahani neke ushina ke libi ne we wouldn't see it again.
Okay. No, Kenya here, I get there is no smoke without fire.
Yeah.
It's like when you want from one agina, I'm a money pin. She's like when you want the possible causes say ni ikeneken flood neba. When you watch niji what design was suke wabang tamachi bola wogate samni kekru kuma yini a chafo anyhow kekru. She get one okay feeling nationalistic.
Exactly.
Okay one mole na kan. Mr. Benjamin, some of the possible causes ni bo susu ake ehani Ghana e flood neke. Je ni ekule wakola ke Bagri Dam eyi ni agbele ni ekule wana bonu wo fio wo hialo no ko shin. No gbone ehwe ni jia on e fema. Kokoko yeah nche. Mimi ji
manga Dr. Leslie Papo Aloti fio ba ke nyapare ke eko wa eko e mashi TV danche. Je ni ifagbenya ba sete no pe. Ko li ko ti bi fe na manga. Always a very vital point. Nidi EPA, dan you on Kwake. Greater Accra, una Greater Accra is the capital of our dear Republic. Ni sabi, ni me kume. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama keba ekonwa ke every Saturday. Every first Saturday of the month, every Saturday. Every Saturday, if I'm right. What cafe clean up exercise? What be a way? What be way? Come on. Oh, even ke yemo alo ke me kume mpo ake o. When Saturday, Sunday at least nye bo oya. Nye nuchumo heye. Alo nye shiampo. Nye tisho ya. Koni ofen wo be ni wo jeje. Wo kwani wo wa. Eba people ake minu actual tax. Minu Zoom Lion yo jeme. No sometimes in point obana ke boma eba fe bola. Ken mo no be maje ni mo age court ke bola ne ayami. On miji. Eba comment eba fe bola kutu ni bola eyi ken mo fe ni ne pebe bola imagine o ye boda ncho o ya wi. So these are some of the kind of personal, behavioral, indiscipline. Get me? That's Sani Wakwani at least Ghana be come on, from the crutch we have to restart it. That's why we are resetting. So we have to restart it from the crutch. Come on. Obana ke bomon yeni ke bina no them calculate trash if nika uti wimo ubila ke chale noni ofine eba bi ba ke yake
Mr. Benjamin phone what video ne ni wo ne
seriously this is garbage
back lunch koni hu
this is garbage this is serious nyemi so come on I will sit here and say 60% is our attitude what then je was suka wa we get what back to drawing board ni wo kwabeni wo treato ni sanitation no make us sanitation the first priority in making sure can look where we fair from money ba fair to actually bola be allow to the government agencies ni you understand I'm about wo bola ni amekeba she final destination I think I can work if structures na we wouldn't be seeing what we are seeing ni after school you ni your is the go DBFA look every place in Greater Accra ASF was flooded. No, it's our 60% is our attitude. Was anyone check it? What quite was suka wa bang? Ona na me boy. Look, you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday. Or Saturday cafe clean up. Wa ma ka ke je sabi ka fla je oje oma ni ama yue fanfantie fiu me craft here say me ba aba be pesika ako man krafie say me ba be pra obi baller no wa woni na eye baller no nke mo fa fie o na ka baller no okay this intention wo ba nye this intention, and I'm telling you this because I have aspired for assembly 2 good times. Yakinkawe electoral area niji protocol. I've aspired assembly for 2 good consecutive times. Yes, I'm telling you this. Because I have to persuade them. This time wo back when you fight, nye kaya, nye fe nye wa, koni wo fe, hey, be wo pio zoom lion. Mini di zoom lion nuchuma, wo ya nuchuma, ke no ya nuchuma, ke ni monne. O bola no shi, o ni ne environment ni o shi deme basa ke ni bi. It will go, round in blocking our drainage system. Ni eba back. Ne ba hantibo. No ni bi fe o valuables no na ke o ka jole de o he ni bi no bo ana ni okeya Kumasi okeya Tamale okeya ta jole Volta region okeya ngbe fe. I'm telling you fe ba ta jole de nu ani. Okay. Ona yi ni wo this should go in the minds of everybody who is in Greater Accra. Je gamepe. Okay. Ona ni make na me hu I think that I have to sit here and comment the current government. Seriously, he is one of, he will go in history to be one of the fantastic governments that we've ever had. Because the reason why I'm saying that is that one of the areas look in fact he's what I at least this is a leader. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the father of the nation, has said it again. Look, Sani, now we are not going to spare anybody. And I quite remember. Quite recently, they went to pull down Niji Kobi Mensa Echun. That's Asuma other Chuji Ejeme. So what are you doing? Onaye. So are you doing personal Kobi Efe, Noko Alo Efe, Moko Noko Alo Efe? Is it a payback or look? What is not good is not good. Nyefe Nyedenje and Kobi Mensa was a parliamentary candidate in Ablekman West, and he helped the current MP who is now the member of parliament, you understand, with his resources and everything. No, we shouldn't politicize and we shouldn't do a payback and we shouldn't do nothing. Okay. If the structures that Sani are move here, they should move it. And with this, 1 year Ablekuma West, and we are going to let we are going to let the MCE there know that man you are not there to which hand na no do it Jenny, you understand oba J compliments ape so exactly okay. So that is the emphasize points ni Secretary John Dramani Mahama area emphasize every winning pony yo because we can't be losing lives and come on Bozu.
Mr. Benjamin, looking at Bonnie's situation yo ni keji remo ya gbemimpe abia ke na me hagbenama ake people have questions to answer when it comes to assembly Bangbe.
Bongo, I would agree with you because we wouldn't pamper anybody or we wouldn't share anything. People have answers to ask. Jini chonake tacholete over hibie nema ni fe na ka wujin habu. She cannot pay her man, maybe look, come on. Heads, must roll. Okay. Sani at least work hindo afi ene because look what happened Monday. Hear me? Social media. Neighbors. Please. And look, as I speak to you, what Jeme yes Sahara, must toss upon buildings now money, kiosks now money here on waterways Sahara. Moko must toss tajulete no seriously. And I from here I'm going to report to my MC because I know the fantastic job my MC is doing.
Okay.
I'm going to report me. Sani at least work well. Me, write good things or writing and must be done.
Okay. Ojugba dinche. Kenya nye nage sake wonye wofen okwe ni wo fon wanaji asman.
Ni bongo dani o aba mi Ole keni ba na many in fact ba me wie fante ba me wie enti mama dia na wo ye mama you are part of the tajulete problem because you have never contributed. You have never call bear or sure if you don't care. You do anything. Call ye near but she
Mr. Benya koke.
Ona. And you are saying
Mr. Benya they are part of ofane mumi ba German few. Okay. Mino esake me afuache wache mama afuache we. Ye mi na kanke jileji money feel neke no phone. Wasuke wo banji no nike wo ba neke how money. No kaje afuache amlalo bele we agencies alone institutions ye shishine esake they have the right.
Bongo.
It's a responsibility again they go to check those people.
Mimba. You see there is difference between Tajulete Ofo Uche president. President aba remedies aba ni alu ihani, you understand? Nadmu aba wabu alu nuku. Of course, he is the first gentleman of the land. There is nothing wrong with that. But you see, some are politically intended. Taju yemone you or we can share no fear no me le benieko yetu abama ono say ona na me politics koke American politics okay boy land mo na mode or say way back. Look, it is uncalled for. We will check the president to help you. I don't disagree with you. It's perfect. Oh, tell anybody. He's the father. At the point of time, you don't have anything to do. You call your father. Okay, the point there. Apart from God Almighty in Ghana here, who is superior? Who is our father?
President.
The president. No. Actually, in a good direction, but not to politicize everything. You do and hey,
Mr. Benya koke actually make bekono abache because one mushiake ofane mi bai one mushiake apart from na atana ni money bo leji watch ni ikewoyo no kaji leji watch ni ikewoyo be esake ni bi kume ekwe koni meni yo he kumeni asusu aka me yo mambi enyo isafu no le no abafu ache leji money institution say ke nutu fe yo
excellent. I don't agree perfectly with you. Bongo. So is it not also a good call for us Ghanaians to be reminding each other? Sani Eje is Excellency John Rahman Mama ne ebake sanitation there sani o make sure ake bo ba tun ogbena alo ba kwe ni bibi no fi oni ni ke NFN.
So that is
what I'm also saying. Okay.
But in this case it's like Mr. President ke many holo shishin fe I make sure the laws are working. Ke law ntuni e moko fo chair president because il yake ke law ntuni ne gani fon bi ene abamole. Ke yake ke efe ni ne fe ojugba mla ewe no ni mewa me no na shield moko fo chair president. Bo ba hin shin e jolemni. Shika mla tuni mo fe ni keke ye gbekono ta flat e benwele president no about for che moko be na about for che
Omashi akwa Leebi Ŋulami. It's one of the fantastic stations in Greater Accra. We shouldn't sit and say okay we will try to what bad faith or is never a fact. Okay, me politicize or everything, but refuse to do the right thing. So
where are the laws to make sure you do the right thing? Implementation. Who makes sure implementation never?
It's our shared responsibility.
But who has the major share?
Of course. Who has the major share to play as in okay?
Keji awomla mu your responsibility.
Everybody
authorities say many authorities say feel. ni wo man bie won wa fi wo gbe no ji mla ni mi tun ake keja ke na ne machine wo mla mi obon mokofo eche wo che John Dramani mana because oli ake no ya fi ehin no ofe ne ke
the reason why I'm saying is look, it has been part of our attitude as Ghanaians.
And what is making it to be worse? Mini and is even worse.
Let me promise you something. When I know you in resetting I know you understand the kind of even recently we assembly say we about the reinstating of
town council
tangas. Okay, we like tangas making of Yanaga. Get me even what intensify because look the Ghanaian today go ones like Zoom lion. Zoom line. Jakora le ache Jakora yechon because eba Zoom line. Oh, be back Zoom line in Julelo. Actually tax get actually tax. But you see, they forget actually Zoom line in no fiano e hand. You get the point there. Area Saturday after sanitation, you have to be part and do it before even going out to continue to do your own chumami. Because look, and I'm saying this again. I know Ganyo Jibu, Tete Jibu, Tete Jibu, Brenya Jimmy. You get the point there. And I know the attitude of, you understand, what they make me Sabika Flat, boy, ni what ni waba gan. You get the point there. And we will say okay, we will come on screen to politicize everything. That is the attitude I'm saying. Yeah, and Ascenta, I seriously, can you down where you get me? Can you men's again Jamaican be honor Mekome? You get me? Not all of them, but Mekome. We struggle to even hardly persuade them to even be part of, you understand, the national sanitation can it be, which it shouldn't happen like that. It should be part of your responsibility.
What is going to make it part of your responsibility?
That is why the reinstating of Miniji Tangas. So what will government tell you? In fact, the MC say DC say the best solution is to crack the whip. Tangas ba ni obinipo ni no way. I heard meaningful can it be if you are caught taking something and leaving you understand somebody who get me ni a bad filthy, you understand a meaningful ona sani bumbu akpo o atali as the tangas officer sani ajebu ejeme ona we have to do this as Ghanaians. Bongo here go show different countries, but I had an opportunity to visit Burkina Faso on and I had the opportunity to do some kind of rounds survey can it be. Look, Burkina Faso, you hardly see in some areas. You hardly see actually no way. No way. Okay. No way. And that is what we have to, you understand, intensify. Both share this is like this person must the Sani Mla and actually tangas chuchu what dalakwe mami ba ubunga pue ke okay no go ba ke kwa jeme ni tangas aka momi alomi male that you understand era Sani ebeku. And sometimes we continue to say again, when you are here, was any you understand it. When you are look, when you especially Africa, Ghana, to me, that is my analysis. That is why we are. I'm a tout work. What did the Black Stars of Africa? It's not just by accident. Only your own machine. The war. Sani what fair example? Hello, what fair example? Need a common Ghanaian should put at the back of his or her head like sanitation is the first meaning pony body. Just say a be get me, in schools, if you are here, this is the kind of, what we have to, start doing. I strongly think in our research, and then you understand, hear me.
Okay.
And we will make sure we expose money, in fact, the fight for sanitation difficult. We wouldn't spare you at all.
Okay. No, Mr. Brea, can you hear? Can you want no good waste management here, Ghana? Ni want government bodies. Was I want no good to Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources. Want no good to Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation. Can work play the Bashko no want to metropolitan, municipal, or assembly say care krokume. So, what waste management system? Idumo shojuba, eyalojuba, one na ke yemu. Benonu Ochon who can manage your waste man because what they go to more UK ke krokume. Almost about 20 rivers a hollow shpon. No lepoake 5 hollow shpon. Can bole fish on ake elaji. Can one go or no ebia so nake will manage your waste what system nye chuni ojuba.
Well, thank you so much, Bongo. I think if I wouldn't sit here and say what system a true need to expectation, but we are working, towards there. One true Kenya because Tomo Beni, in fact, over power periodically. What this is, what MC say, I'm a nagbena, I'm a fan Kaya. Russia kaya mankume and what I'm told, what I'm reliably informed yake yes I'm ya quite market she I'm a nifimo so because flat cheke oti mukuma wo fe wo call TV ya kwa blochi mum she wo call TV no wana bini ame fali fimo yo ke ni bi no ke o kasimu ko ni yo o hi je tomoni no I think that ke tajule the woke ni bi if ni won kwe bini in fact I feel quite recently feel like machine ko eba ni feel like ebo empoya Ashanti region Dio ni na machine dredge nkume na ka machine ni ba separate actually ni ke nibi ona ni naka machine no ba chon heni ibaya ni bole abanye akefe nuku on a ne ke actually machine fe ma ke eba land eba she the war it is up to all the regions can you have a drumo ni in fact amena ne ke machine na agbene mu o ka ya ke ne ke ne ke with one of the meaningful leading waste meaning poji neke dabi neke ni ayo ni ke wo mi
ejimeni
chance I feel that mo chance park go neke park take away ona yi eba communicate eba ni in fact government ke iba bani ona obi ehun ke ame happy ne wo ke government ke iba bani amba abonyomo ona neke ma do enfe it's any I think like a government they have a time line ke wo hakumpa I think like a tajulete the government led by the current government led by Excellency John Dramani Mahama MDC they know regional ministers they know what to do. Naka take away a hard draft ni according to you understand many call the touch the ball again can be it's something that when you ban it will reduce the kind of ball can be in fact or na ni echuchuko ni because ni ke wo kwe so far take away a fafi ta jo JFA ni ball wonder. So many go no wa pa me fire okay ni Ghana be GM they shouldn't think of Noni and Bana. They should think of the large population of Ghanaians who get the point. They should think of the common Ghanaian who can afford to get me chunkoni boli ni luxurious chun go get the point ni yo because of shikano bana onai who can take away ba chi gota na koni oshina koni no abote echumi gani bi also be fe no it is the gom be fe no it again. So if we are advising is no in care work blofu me mo kuna you are it's a shared responsibility wo fe wo kwe ni wo suka wo bang you understand ko many wo yo mo ko nta ni fe shika asa ni wo you on empu more ba nye fe if sole distributor of take our mo go me pe o get the point ni le ta oni na ni wo ta chule de e ba yi ma wi wo sani at least
magic crocomenopo even some of our nearby African countries because she no here politics airport aba here odi e can have paper bag na no abote ma yo to mo bono we aji no ko ni yo eche exactly wo ko fish fence Leebi na manga ni ji inche Frank Honorable Frank in cancer Niji MC Municipal Chief Executive
one of our fantastic
Abdulekuma Central you know naga yo ite Leebi na body mani Honorable Frank en kansan ochuni wade nche MC ni onobe wacha John Dramani Mahama ewoshi ake hingme nkwe ni neke MC kumo akwe ababa haramli no ko ochuo ni ojugba bedamo shi ojugba many woni tuni we wona me won share me kono Mr. Brian mabia ke lugbo na ni situation keje be san ne nyema ka ke nya lu magigbe ten keje be ne ni lugbo boy fomo ke krukumen te ona wo MMDC say amenaging farm
yes
haten ame modern bo ke ha akuchwe
Leebi na mi be den chen MC energy be den chen do rupa Alfred Alote Atugezi ke Michael Alote niji AMA papu so Michael hu modern wa kase mayor kase one of the best mayors Greater Accra has ever produced. Niji Alfred Okubanda ni papu kase you understand no more so I think we will applaud him. Ni at Benifla ba Monday FN. Ulake William Amenuvo the national director for the AMA.
Nakabiane we be ameyemi.
So in fact ike papo fe
ameyemi na bokutamo honorable bada live na mi abo.
Oh yeah challenge.
Enakano Mr. Boy Benedict Boy ke Mauli Pogli nyantuni ke Ghana
bada intin bada boss di wuli
okay Mr. Brian to boni chonye mbie so MMDC
make so far so good ntabi eni bol match egbeji she ni Saji ba waji the likes of Ablikma West ni we who get me okay a boy modern MCN or a boy modern so what the advice ni won haleji e ka fi to mo ikole mo ko fi le no ko e ba fi mo to mo we didn't track e ko bi mensa ni instead of okay o ya na chuchu je me clear mo fe she got clear ko bi mensa pe no or ke ko fi na ka be blofu ba ke witch hunting o ta no fi and I think in fact honorable Niji Nkansa Mbra Onupagbe and since me at Igbe I've been following this fantastic MC. He's doing so well. He's making the Ablikma Central in fact a place to live. Me I will also applaud Niji MCL in Chegbo, Mukoli Municipal, one of our fantastic MCs since I think when that MC is his job is so fantastic, and he took from the MPP's Ajetaria, who also did his best. But Charlie also the kind of job that Atugezi is doing, he's doing so fantastic. Ni Felix, what don't you want? Onake lejeme wejagbawe ni lejeme kenyumo ne ke nofiano ona ke amegbele ameminipo e loji no ni ba and a descendo ni ba wojeme sahara ke ekukume ke ni bi ni bole if you minipo. So I think he is one of the MCs ni a tax a very 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 huge one, even though all the MCs and all the DCs have tax ni is very very meaningful one. Nyani Cape Baga she ni wa because of traffic he or chon touch weja Cape ko bi na keni ko weja junction ni wa chon he ni agbele nu my first time of seeing any body heni agbele onu ni minna ke area. In fact me pin I will use this opportunity ni make amake ofia ko ni bongo. You do know sometimes in fact noni ani sabika flat me bo ekubeji ekwe nibi ni ehie echumi, especially as a surprise can you know ba o get me ekwe nibi ni ba shi ni e ba save life. She call you wala. I think Ghanaians, we should all learn this call you wala o ye no fiano onmishi ke eche o minipo o atale ekome enyompo. At least get this one shirt put no yo obanye obag call lake Kantamantu obabi about chombo Kantamantu atale, and you will rebuild and then restart your life. Okay. Than to leave everything ni body you go into ni no I will rate them 85 over 100. No, you get me. I mean, neutral fantastic, but you see, their tax is very difficult in terms of non banning. I mean, neutral if it more difficult. My MC like this with my member of parliament, Dr. Zanato Admiral Rollins. Good morning to you, Dr. Zanato. And then ni Papu Alote, Dr. Leslie Papu Alote, Niji Quality Impact Foundation President. No me ke honorable Niama HTB na actually ni ashite ke wo DVLA boss. Okay. Wo DVLA boss niji bo denje onyemi Julius Nikwekuti. So ame dumo they all you understand supported.
Going forward there, should we be expecting
so proud of you.
Should we be expecting sooner reshuffling kubaba when it comes to MMDCs ne ejake ni se no 24-hour market project neighbor at decentralized le eche shonake najin famone sage me kuma fama me najin assembly head se kuma fama famo ko ni me kuma amete ahead ame fefe ko ameno bakoda no nake me kuma ke gidi keshi ha ete fefe kuma na ko bon ba fina ba jinshi ka ko ame najin famo no mi bia ke asosusu ake echencho wona chake mo ga ka what John Draman mo wa sha ni bia mi chon resetting agenda boni eta oni enale enye eyemu hale.
Well, I personally think it lies in the powers of the first gentleman of the land, because Mofiamo get report here, ni equal no fiano, and of course, a report say ni bacho unuchu onuchu. I will sit here and give my side of analysis or my side of view, but it's all lies in the end. Me analysis say Benimi, in fact, Tomo Benin here in Kinkebo. If I'm going to mark all the MDCCs and MCs and Tajo DCs get Mofiamo, we'll get the point there. I will give them excellent. I will give them 85-90% of, you understand, okay, I'm a true. I mean, she our leader, the father of the land, Money Hame, Nichumo, so we understand. You know, quite maybe in fact lapses come here. But I personally, you know, will agree with Ghanaians fairly, but we are okay, fine. Let's give them because Nichumo, Bagwame. So okay.
That one meji 1 in 15 months.
Yes,
Papa meji.
In fact,
Mr. Brian, come on, now 1 month. We have a magic.
Yes, magic. I'm in fair. Seriously, magic. I'm in fair. I'll still come here. You know, Umashi is my home. Who gets me? My baby, any more trouble. The kind of you know the achievement or allow from you know periodically from AMA to Kolekote Municipal, to Ablikma Central, to Ablikma South, you know, to Ablikma West, Nichumo Gini, what I've been monitoring all of them. That is what I'm saying. Okay, you understand? They are doing so fantastic. I'm and they shouldn't, you know, spare anyone in terms of again. They should be very neutral and they shouldn't do, especially Ablikma West, Ameka pay back or anything because I don't understand some kind of thing. That is why you understand I'm here to say that. But the man, the young man, the man is doing fantastic as the MC. You know, I will plead. Okay, you understand. As for reshuffling in the Minimpoe, I'm you know, Bena, you know. I'm complete. You know, I've completed 4 years.
Okay. Mr. Brian, can you watch Interior Minister to? Okay, one if you remember now, can you watch Interior Minister to? Han one you shan't make a flood in 97 labor. But Babana ke ni iba men kumen fana jinye ni make ewa ke ba shehe ni wo shene. Aso amoto ne wona jini wo ba famo. Keji ne ken 7-member committee na nju Garrett project na nju. Initiative ke steps fen no wa famo no wa mo neke flood na is it going to be a long term noko alo e ba fe noko to mo afe no na ke mo na ngmene ni wo se no kanu bosuishi no isa e ba wo
as I thank you so much for your fantastic question as I speak to you meetings are ongoing, very critical meetings are ongoing because come on, I have seen my president very sad before because Inkai Wuku Dolena, you know, the unfortunate, you know, plane crash ni wana helicopter crash ni wana aside of that she I think Monday was once again the very, you know, tani kokwe, in fact the nation builder, the generational thing, Excellency John Dramani kokwe a demeanor ke enine are who mole what no be in fact are we mommy ketashne onai. So I and every ni ke measures iba ni instructing on meshi like if ananie you understand ili noni in fact you if I make sure ke idumojeme ni in fact there will be a rapid solution. Ona Rome wasn't built, especially we reset here. There are a lot of there are key points coming body. Obanyo omomo ni, you know, o make you sure okay touch letter we wouldn't register this kind of debt so more, you know, this the Sultan make sure that, you know, are fake, you know, that is it. And I have to commend the MDCCs and the MCE, especially you understand, MC again, you know, I have to commend because the other time the next day, you understand, the next day the denche is supervising, you know, many are got the same and Papa whom feel the same thing. You know, Papa has been doing so fantastic, seriously. To call quite touch on the journal at times high street. The other day I was saying, okay, even before touch, you know, about both June I saw some people for the first time now make believe Niji got to say your touch, you know, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, you know, John Evans, just by the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, John Evans at Tammons High Street, on a Ikea center. I make billion meaning post fair. Yeah, fair. I mean, J. Shiake Drake, just to make sure. And I think we have to commend the MDCC seriously.
Okay.
I'm a big
sacrifice
for God and country. Okay, for God and country. Make they are doing their best. You understand in the resetting. We're gonna be our they shouldn't politicize everything. We saw the former vice president also, also doing his part. You get me, and also telling government that if many people can be it's just Nakani as a nation what's more way. You get me? It's a very good call. She amugobabiake bago.
Okay. Get back when
you had your nod for 8 years to correct it, you gave us a whole.
Okay, I get 2 wrongs never serve right.
Okay, Paludam is still there. I told you I'm half caste. Mami did not Papa as Infosu. The number to go, Gamashi, naturalize it. Yeah, no, what you I told me as a fatty brainer.
You, it's a brainer, as a brainer,
naturalize it.
Nakai.
Yeah, who found what can you live
ekotamo nuboni shuoshin e abalaka o mambia osusu ake amla lo fe amla lo ni baho lo amla lo fe amla lo ni fon na jinke ba ne ke o shone na ameke wo ye ojugba to because nubona ni shuoshin no fire service BM Navy BM Ghana Police Service BM agencies krokomeyem nadmoyem ni elsewhere magikrokuma no ke oshina ya no onake within in the midst of problem no emergencies ne sake enye ya no ke ona helicopters ni yenwe be obana ada ni bi krokomani akenkwe na agba na nugbana ni situation ni sene no even Ghana National Fire Service e car podium chepo enye chocho ni emike ya heni sine yo wana helicopters ne yenwe ne mom alome wana nadmo noko ona opinion like noses no ni mina no ni mi we wana noko nakan Mr. Brenya kan here aso NDC ye plans ko nakan John Dramani Mahama ye plans ko nakan de ba she be kaje ko le fire outbreak ye ko obana helicopters with kaji ina she mi so age no ni mi we o no mi
it's fantastic. It's a very good call. Bongo ama you have really hit on me in the sadi ma bo she ofa touch low ye fufu ama applaud for this fantastic. I think what we need is to niji amla lo eto be no you especially fire service gadgets ni bole to mo fire mfini ne fire service ni bi na me yo me come mpuchomi ke bo we get the point there. I quite remember there was a fire outbreak in art center annex Mensagini, and there was this firefighters that came ni lam shankempa the main art center any what you as artisans as dealers and of Ghana art say on any what you lam shankempa, and there is this man this firefighter a risky life. I'm calling Nale TikTok. A risky life. It lamb. You get me? Care uniform and ehani afon ni hale. Ona afon ne ke noni American who say hale. Ne ke stop you so up to now can Nale no can na kumimpo can Nale no uncle like quite savior. Chale alaji ajobowa. No they need, you understand, only Ghana Fire Service. I think like I'ma use this opportunity ni ma pa me fa. Be come onu station say Kumeshi. An incident happened even in Kumasi. Ni in fact one of the market shop, and one of the current fantastic regional minister Niji Amakuhini called on the fire officers. And we go, oh, honorable, don't worry, we are 1 year, we will get everything done. Bongo ni Amakuhini in fact in the inspection. Jema say ungedi yo mokoen ke Amakuhini na ke o. No me obobenu. Okay, but I called your office. Many feel for me, in fact, I'm like, look, if this nation will go forward there, it depends on them. Can nation it depends on them. They shouldn't do politics with any given opportunity. Once, even MPP nyoni, how many over whatever you are, be nationalistic intended.
Okay.
Because you will save your own family. Because when you get MPP you are going to play your masters this kind of jailman tactics use or can be you are going to play on that, and you hardly forget that your family your MPP you in this and pressure bar and look. And the worst thing is that's why I'm saying this. I know what I'm saying. Honor, I have stood, behind, an officer, a police officer, in fact, which is a police officer. Okay. If you are a police officer, if you are a fire officer, if you are in all these institutions, you have to be nationalistic intended.
Okay.
And you have to know you are into serve. Doctors, nurses, many you are in for us, and we pay you. You hit on the meaning, and we will come and sit on TV and radio and speak for you and speak for you. The war, Sani, and look, we shouldn't even be talking for them. In fact, I'm a meaning book and be. I'm a Makaya. I'm a fay. I'm a Makaya. And in our research, I don't think I get such a wonderful idea like this. The nation builder. You saw the video that we just saw. To get the point. Oh, Leebi Ŋulami. Hey, come on, seriously. Ghana is in fact. It is in sad meaningful.
Okay.
Get the point.
Yo, inche brenya BFA be shi woke ku ba chona dani wo ba shi. Ke wa share Facebook inche David Cloth na go ke won ye be e ke mini to me prevention is better than cure. Anukwali prevention is better than cure. What we mo kuno ken ko helicopters agbene ni bi ni sa ke wo fast service ke ni VB ke police service ambulance service ke me crook ma mena because ka on na boni layo no na boni nu yo dan nkwe daka okashin oba soli ake bone yale nu twa momo ofe wom ni iko aka ni namoko 2013 2014 Vienna City seke oni shandumojen ye la amieko so abi mi ake aso laje alo fliki wodumo lamlian hu fire service bi ni ba na ba gbela bi na memba be pressure nchi nu Kenya adabraka nu nchi tender Kenya adabraka police station hefe na ba chon nu echok ni isake bana meba I may use less than 45 minutes na kegbela la chowan to the next day 6 o'clock na agbela lolo abe helicopters ya manem ni keje 2013 2014 kembai wona konoko na kan fire service baya la de abaka ame stretch na me use o niji neke lada ni na me use o jayawo etema kebakra wo ye Ghana.
It's very serious, Bongo. So,
Mabugbe Kunubam. And producer Fano can number show now 0274324331. Only one work a few action. Like Henia share, Sanya Fima. Kawania Momo, I can man be no Wakomo to Bonnie Mr. Brinya, work a politics Akabano Kumni, Kajik Kenya. One na politics ake she work in Jajini, she didn't work Wakomo, work at Blow say. Dabi. One try 0274324331. Mr. Brinya can be now, must be.
oh me mo yo
okay ina go we san she maso money work na mu na watch won to me san e wona ke am apply for ni 3 July judgment achike ya hin amoto ne mi na ke ye mu ye gbekuna achikete hin aso be na kete ne keji be she wa na ake judgment baya no ni because ko botem ne abala ke aha judgment et mo 3 July be ba bala ke wo wa no wi mo ekoma ehun tumo amewebi yeje na twi she wa my name I think 2024 kemba ni I declare vacant seat ke krokume wona boni process ise ke kume tele ha osusu egbekuno akeja na saka anye akwani achakini bia me boni ni bia yale aso egbekuno ake ma nyojibo wole ake sane mla ulo adeshi court mo ne wa church ifiu aso susu ake nku judgment yale third okay fa na member wona shi check we pa no clive ko o fa na o je ko gbe pa no lebi na eno chokejo okay Mr. Brenya ma feel simple judgment boni sa ake yale aso susu ake nku na kan gbile ya alo boni achikete mlanchuni achuni judicial process
oba madabo shi for o question ni ma wie ake
o fane mi nga mo fe mo ye studio ka mo fe mo ni ko
yo je
o no ko ci ko flat nen so ma wie is and cry ba ke na o ta helicopter ni o kono ni ya no ole na kan ni me ke kamin ko mesma ka show e ye mi fu e mi la mo ni wo Wellington boot na nyenu enye e ye mi fu e ye mi la bada nen ko agesi e ji nu wo amete muko wo kuimu alo e bi nku e ame ba na dole ame ba na musuisha MC ni yo Greater Accra ole mo ko mo ti ko no ila ka pokos no mo ko me po na ka MMC se na one me wole buy whatever ole ka kami ko me asia le fe alo ale dance willy ale reline ba you wa ka le dance willy ale dance ambarin sign na me ka des wo boy modern no ni ani ko na ka di beni ahando over ahamuko akemuko nuku no ni ya no ya Greater Accra no ba ye MMC ye abacho no ni ya no ye Greater Accra mi do na me pege toy ninu mo ne na lo sa o ya ka bumi alo owo kan mi do ka lo mi o boy wo modern o le no ko national security make ba ke si como every blessed day ni president ba ba ke ama green no ni ya no ye maneni a bible lo ele no mo ne ba ne ani wo contact wo teacher weather forecast there wo contact am wo bia me loko mi ti mo no woli ole wo no pa ni your both MPP and NDC kenne ko mi ni kem ni ko mi sa ne bona fa ne so my days ani it like a day when I did the first time they feel the last time mini did many you na kan with chato na kan with in the weather dance ni di na kan weather forecast there mini wo ka me fio mini mo ka yeli wo yo ya na ni mini am ke wo MMC only asaka me fi saro manya blao
ya iche David Cloth na ke eni she ko hie edo podi enche sa ko hie do ke owie mo ko na jin famo iche ni mo amo twimi ni imomo fe wo ya ke keji wa na tue no ni ba ba Mr. Bremasmo ni wo you watch e wi mo fi dani na wo ya ye
bongo dani wo ba jeme ama commendi amada many meji security service many choni security service ni make am hinsha afoli wa genuinely na me chu papa yemi wo ba da me shi bi ne ba so la ke na nu abu ame no yawo ni amedumo mi na ka no yawo yin su ba na nu awu ame no wo ba da me shi wa bongo wo che won't miss ane mo ko ba ke
bishi dano ba ya won't miss ane no maso wo mo Mr. David Cloth we mom in jamlan bia ke aso wona reshuffling lo ahwe muko ache muko ke wa menchuni shi wo che ho ke ke kometo as Ghana anyway. Before ni ababa be afeno kutumo transition achombo hini asheke hini ayake kuma fena kan ni bi efeno many ameni nu gba hwe shida na ka ke mogwewe no le siso ake Kenya ahwe amefen o gele pagbe
o fani pagbe ejo money eba chon of course mo fiamo egbe ni ejo
nakai
ona mi instant inke mambie omo ake onyemme sabika flache ame mbo ame modern wa ni sani ofen wochu ogbena ni wokewa
shi ewe mo na ewe osusu ake amembo amemode esa ni wono na kanwe mo saka wona ke atuni because one wole yake ke mo konshin e ha na olio se na jimfe na eto
bongo no ni nchohie nke bu ake ona transition ame chon no fiano she ate chikeke ni in fact afe no fiano gidigidi aye process na aye you know is process. Okay. Go get me. I think I can go back to here. Ona, and we should commend them. Ona, process ni. I mean, if one na, tomorrow in cancer ni bodenche. Ofe, you know, assessment no na modern body ne boy. That you have central.
Okay.
Ona, many you. You see, past government, eba. We shouldn't politicize it. You work quickly. Government ni keba e make or show age neke touch sanitation issues feel in Agba. Yes, of course. You can check from every angle. It's the NDC. The work I can mandate how. Even I don't even want to be, you know, although the NDC stance now is not to be even remembering the past can be. She came you understand those past meaningful tomorrow beni anyagba eba we more can
550 million.
Only 550 million, you know, ajake hame na make wa me kotukumi because you didn't see what they did with that money ebongo as I speak to you. I'm trying I'm
engineer yake abafe dredging
and did they do nkebo ye Ghana na
but about test the fact that on 48 regiment be any on ke
J Akufo-Addo biami. Please, for God's sake, I didn't say that. Look, they don't you remember Cecilia Dapa? Ni Alishka ni ake dredge wajeme.
No, but so far orale nekesa ni
I think Sajien ye
court. Sorry, AG the father.
No, I mean key study ni amekwe gbejanu to na mba fini and to on ba so like amefelo we are. That is all what you understand we are
pleading for. Okay, Mr. Benjamin Sumono ke ne amuna wa BFB. Eniji wache wuntumi sane no me oto wi no kwake. Aso susu ake be na to nko yale na.
Well, I in my study yake to me efe isha wa ni sabika flache root shikane yi ke you know galamsey ni ife spearhead ke you know it's a jefa ni ko ni to my meaning poe by this time ko sani want to me ball a serve koni you know yes a homie ona koni it serve as a you know a meaningful an example to you know the common Ghanaian akeke una bena ni upati bapawa you don't waste or you don't just do anything anyhow.
Mr. Benjamin committee for plea bargain ke kukume fe una ge eyi mo ama pe ke wo
remember plea bargain all cabals who were once upon a time beneficiaries of tax charity who want to me you know mess ni cause nation no want to me meaning poor honestly I'm not you know so happy she mlani intuni me I trust and I believe ke muku fear huni feature sane I useless as a scapegoat even kumo want to me case is not even with the NDC penny or you on like I know different political party or you on even the MPP. I'm a stage press conference here Ashanti region Kumasi. I'm a dinner. I'm a chairman. Who gets me? Their own regional chairman. I'm a stage the press release. Now I'm a stage the number of meaning pony a face ne I'm a state fan I'm a guy no kwale yes she mafia no body Melanie well I think I get Milan Chuni but I personally think I can Benine Sani the lunch of me Sani in fact I'm in service then they will learn from me
yo Mr. Benya ona gbewe mo ni work class
so I can mene oba fi niji quality NDC mene wo executive sember ni abakwe in fact many badumo ke ha branch elections ya badumo amewoji amike ni bi ni blofu chole vetine and mene amember art center nwo de mi amember jeme and art center wo Kinkawi electoral area ni Kinkawi proper 6:30 ni ambaba jeme ni art center ambaba jeme 3 p.m. Shanine wo kai in fact I'm a fair mofia market mofia money who stand for branch elections say bomodini usheje moya koni at least onupa atoda ni akwe beni oba fini at least elections aya no ni no fia no afifa bongo mi manu mi ko ake kenu afi drumo ni party have green lights mean contest for the deputy regional NDC organizer ni madumomi ke ha in fact imbra ni iwa servi fema ke eya don wo anji eya kwen contest she ni mi hu experience ni in fact manyema madumo efia ni ma ke o meneni eba ye MPA mi hu contribute quota ona me can say Mbra William Amenuvo because he has been so fantastic in all these kind of by-elections and I have been following and in fact and I'm actually the president of Concern Akatamansonians Ghana. You can't get Akatamansonians and you try to understand NDCB Concern. I'm their president. Or member for regional deputy regional organizer of the ruling party and my way kon age nyemme ni sabi ka flache sabi ame lusu ame families ka mo fiamo ya Sahara ka ikume ya Greater Accra ka ikume Ghana obahame uko efe po afi nuku and wo fe wo ni wokwe ni in fact ushinane ni bane agbene hu e kan no oba pafa ya ke jepo ni oya ni oshi onibie ni government who play a role ni yake His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ke in fact MDCC se fe ba kwe ni ajaji no fiano ni no na bongo minga in fact the father of the house ni if you know
ni got ya jo
ni ko ne ngale in fact etuni wa hawo station ni jonga station ni if you know ya ke o mashi mashi ayi mashi joba
naka wajo tu ngwe wa bo mishe naka bo oyiwala don ake be fe be keji achubu chulo papa ohun ba no ba somo ni wo se wo go ni fi mo eba na gbe shi mo okay ma share Facebook na get Christian Paul Junior ike way to go bongo keep the good job allo keep the good works up wo no fata we ke oyiwala don akoka wo be ye ekume fe mo mlin keji obamu na masmoni machole ke egbene no Christian Paul Junior okowo yo mashi TV bi no fata ni sports team engbe no e fata lo birthday oko wasmo no wish sweetie but then cho pai okay, behind every successful man there is a beautiful heart ni dumo se ni anofe no eyemu nugbonenji ohunu chonji homo ye gbomonji o ko minini se fe idamose ni okechomi no okay today is my wife's birthday. Happy birthday to my beautiful soul, my beautiful baby baby mama, my beautiful everything, my wealth, my life, my blood. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe for me. Amen. No jinoni la wekeba. Fair ejeme wakeba na gbe.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Kaimuna wo popa no no ya ni community engagement no ba o kenye na ahwa mo kaji oye heko de uta wo chi wo benke bo ibo eno ba nya otwa oya mlamlo 0276279827 0276279827 na agbe 0276279827 ofane keji na gbako area mi obanye ni otik no ke WhatsApp ni allo ta woni wo ba no ke mambi aba na sham directly le hu obanye otwa gbejiano to fe ni yo no ko be shi gbejiano to ye ni wo ba wonye wo eno eke ni wo ba shinje yake micho kaplesan wo aba no kanya ba na sham fefo kono nupa ni sa ke amewa me no amewo no wo fe ko na wo te gbegbe ise wo che reverend bi ana moto ne ke wo she gbegbe ise fefo chencho kwa chonya aba gbagbe ke wo aba to break se fefo wo wie kuma ile hu afi he kuma le hu wo wie traffic light wo te janya ke he kukume no hu chake mo e bajen wo kpafa kwa benya bi le hu fu ameke ameniji ame cemetery ena ma fun me eyi ame kpafa authorities ni ame kpafa yen here ni sa kanye kwe ko ni enye ya no wo kpafa bo bi akpa me wa chula no anyi gbeji ni tetela tenke nche brenya Anthony Jimoni yebe shida ya nche cameraman le hu bomode
wo che hu ni nye ba
Mr. Braid nugbo egbo na wa we jagbe fen ken ya nugbo situation eji na agba ejen yo kwafai nuchu amomo mi no ni obliji onye obi nuchu aga mene wo nugbo no onye obi le hu aka mene wo hu nuchu ocho e wo fen se ke no fen no fe mo no fen no mi sa no o fe di kepo ni wo fo wala igbeji ni tetela tish ko me ko kay nu wo don wo ke wo kenye jise be kokru akpe